Hi viewers, welcome to my channel Aspire to Inspire. Today I have a special guest, Ambreen Rahman, with me. She's a very dear friend of mine, but I have better reasons to invite her. She has a beautiful family with two teenager kids and a supportive husband. Although she has achieved a lot in life, but her biggest success is to live with grit and perseverance. She has cultivated that kind of resilience that one needs to live a healthy and desirable life. Today, she will share some details of her mental health journey and the stigma that surrounds it.
Thank you, Samara, for that lovely introduction and for inviting me to come on to your show.
So, Ambreen, for how long have you struggled with your mental health?
I would say, Samara, it's been a lifelong struggle. I can recall as early as the age of 3 when I started to have, fearful tendencies, whether it was like a big thunderstorm. I just remember I was a very sensitive child too, and I would, easily cry. So this is definitely something that's been there. When I was a little bit older, I started to develop OCD tendencies, but again, I was still too young to understand. But yes, definitely, it's been something that I've struggled with off and on throughout my life.
So, how did it affect other people in the family? Did anyone else suffer from it, Ambreen?
Yes, I definitely feel that my mother, who herself suffered from depression, um, pretty much throughout, from what I can recall, the time when I was young and throughout her marriage. Uh, I also heard that her mother had her, which would be my grandmother, she had her own struggles with probably depression, anxiety too. So definitely, I would say there definitely could be a genetic link to me developing this anxiety and depression.
So, how has it affected your overall quality of life, Ambreen?
I would definitely say it had a big impact on the quality of my life. My mother sadly passed away suddenly when I was just only 16 years old. And that definitely probably exacerbated the already anxious tendencies that I had in me. So, it affected me in terms of my self confidence, my self esteem. I always, compared myself to other people and thought, why can't I, be normal like them? And um, the OCD as well plays a lot on your self-esteem and self-confidence too. And I think the anxious tendencies or fearfulness also like held me back from probably, achieving my true potential. But having said that, I also think this journey that I've been on has made me a stronger person in general as well.
Okay, so what helped you to manage Embrain, and what would you advise to other people with similar problems?
I think definitely what helped me was being able to communicate. And I think communication is the biggest key. After I lost my mother, I, developed my own, what do you call it? Fears towards dying too because of losing her so suddenly. Thankfully, my father was a social worker, so he was able to connect me to the proper resources. So I would say, having, a good support system in place, counseling, and also if you have to, there's nothing wrong with even, taking medication if that's going to help you improve the quality of your life. But definitely, I would say communication is a big key. Not to hold anything inside and let it fester, because then that's only going to just make things worse.
Yes, Amreen, I think people in general and in our South Asian society particularly, they are scared of the stigma around mental illnesses. And I think they probably think that these illnesses are not treatable, and they therefore try to hide this phenomena out of self-imposed shame or guilt. Treatment can involve both medications and psychotherapy depending on the disease and its severity. At this time, most mental illnesses cannot be cured, but they can definitely be treated effectively to minimize the symptoms and allow the individuals to function in work, school, and social environments in a healthy way. This awareness will help people acknowledge mental illnesses and seek treatment and help by joining support groups.
Definitely, I agree with you, Smara. I mean, this anxiety and depression is just like any other illness or condition, just like people can be diagnosed with cancer or diabetes. It's nothing to feel ashamed about. It's not something that you brought on yourself. It is definitely, like you said, treatable. So with the right, support system, therapy in place, and there's nothing wrong with having to go on medication as well. I know a lot of people are fearful because of the side effects, but I speak from my own personal experience. I have been on medication and it's definitely improved the quality of my life. As far as the stigma is concerned in our community, yes, I think the more awareness and openness about, discussing our issues, then hopefully that will, make an impact that other people will have the courage to, step forward and, if they're really struggling, then the hopes is that, they'll go and get that perhaps professional help that they need.
Yes, Sambreen, I think frank, open conversations, support groups, strong willpower, and a consistent hard work are the keys to a healthy and productive life. I congratulate you on your ongoing recovery. Thank you so much for being with us today. And thanks, viewers, for watching us and being with us. And please stay tuned for my next vlog on mental health, in which I will talk about self-care. And hopefully we can have Ambreen back as a future guest. So see you all soon. Take very good care of yourselves, everybody. Bye for now. Bye,
Thank
Ambreen.
you. Bye. Bye, Samara.